So, one way these multiple perpetrator stalkers launder their criminal activity is by making it seem like they are coworkers to their target. So, because these people are targeting others for intellectual property and identity, they pretend as if the people they target are co creating with them, right? Oh, you're a part of the script. We're using your identity and we are elevating ourselves with the script and the content that we produce off of your identity, you're co-creating with us. That means you're our co-worker. So often, a lot of these affiliates, these multiple perpetrator stalkers, because they are in a Ponzi or an organized crime ring, they will state that you are their co-worker as a target. And this is one to gaslight you and to manufacture consent, but it's also to confuse the audience and to make it seem as if you're just having issues with the coworker. Oh, your coworker doesn't like you and your coworker was talking trash. But guess who the coworker is? It's them. They're referring to themselves as coworkers because they believe that targeting is co-creation. Okay? And I have a funny story about that because when I was first targeted, Richard Grannon was one of the first people, and Sam Vaknin, who started swirling around my content on Lipstick Alley. So it was Richard Grannon, Sam Vaknin, and Jordan Peterson who were doing the indirect through the fourth wall subliminal communication at first, and who were stalking my Lipstick Alley posts, and who were taking or lifting the content and incorporating it into their own videos, which is sort of partially how they do the through the fourth wall communication. It's personally identifiable information to you. Only the target of that communication will understand that it's meant for them, okay? So they started taking bits and pieces of my content on Lipstick Alley, of my commentary, and incorporating it into their videos. I knew very early on that Richard Grannon was stealing and plagiarizing from my Lipstick Alley account. And then at one point, through the indirect communication, Richard was basically trying to coax me into becoming a public speaker, okay, a motivational speaker or a coach like them. So in this network, in the matrix, they gatekeep who can be motivational speakers, who can become public speakers. And I basically told Richard to go F himself, that I didn't want to be a public speaker. I am not here online because I want clout, because I want fame, because I want to be a public figure, or because I want any type of attention or validation. I was on Lipstick Alley as an anonymous commentator from 2010, and I've been online pretty much forever. Okay, I grew up playing Barbie on MS-DOS, and my dad had a typewriter. So I've pretty much always been at the keypad, okay? Playing games and on the internet as soon as we had the dial-up. And it was AOL or Yahoo. So this is just like breathing to me, and it has nothing to do with fame, clout, or wanting to be seen. Whereas for this network, they want to be seen and they feel like they are gatekeepers. So if you don't want to work with them or they feel slighted by you, then they will steal all your shit, and bury you. So that's what they decided to do when Richard Grannon felt slighted. And that's why Richard Grannon was talking about the Marine, Mac Barnes Hopkins, in one of his videos with his boyfriend, Pierre XOXO. All right. So that's really where it started from. And Rachel Beswick and the rest of them linked up with all of these people. Again, it's so wacky. It's so wacky duty how all of these people link up. But all of these people link up and then they build a business off of targeting you. So when the multiple perpetrator stalkers talk about being a coworker, they're a coworker in a business that's targeting you and your identity. Okay? So as the target, who's not mentally ill and who isn't in their delusion with them, their shared psychosis, I am not your coworker. You are not my coworker. We are not in the same field. We do not do the same work. We do not desire the same things. We're not on the same path. This is your delusional mental illness projected in the form of a narrative network that you use to launder your criminal activity. And your alchemy is criminal proceeds from crime. Okay? This is what you do. You are not a witch. You are not into witchcraft. You are a criminal engaged in criminal and terroristic activity. And then you launder that in a narrative network so that you can monetize it, so that you can have multiple streams of income. And you steal identities to syndicate them through surveillance that's converted to media. And not only do you engage in surveillance abuse, but you engage in fraud, financial fraud, identity fraud. Nobody is your coworker.